Well, this goddamn crap. Phone has been giving me shit, like I said lately. Hopefully nothing messes up here. But I figured I'd do this video also because of the disappearance of Joan. I gotta do a whole new mapping of things for that. I wanted to show some other stuff that I was going to, but I gotta get back into all this now that I kind of got my phone situated in some ways, but I'm falling on the part of this phone might have some defects. Like I said in another earlier video, it might be just a regular piece of crap phone. Pissed me off. I've never literally done any damage to this phone. No water, no serious falls to the ground to make it break. And yet I'm having mishaps. Pissing me off, boy. Now I gotta see what I can do to eventually get a new one, update, and get rid of this. For some reasons unknown, I just don't get it. But this story is very bizarre. Like I said, I took the most bizarre sightings, missing disappearances from, the 1960s. Hell, this went all the way back to like 1907. And this story is very strange, very insane, and also was done in 1919. Holy crap. Didn't realize this, but finding a story. Ha! How many decades is this? 19. Holy shit, this has gotta be like... what is this? Maybe a 50-year anniversary. Whatever the claims are, it's 2019, 1919. It's a friggin' anniversary year. The last time I started a search and it became known as an anniversary was the King Philip War, the great Chief Metacom. I'm gonna wonder what this means. Didn't even realize that the other night. Something sucked me into this, and it popped right up out of the blue. And what really gets interesting with this story is where this man disappeared. Yes. And I go right into the disappearance. But first, I'm going to take a moment of silence to honor this World War veteran. But I wonder if my grandfather knew him, or maybe came across him. My grandfather was in World War I on my father's side. But anyway, we're going to take a quick moment of silence. Give a huge salute to all present, past, and MIA veterans. Serve this country well. Of course, don't also forget about your Native Americans that were here first. And they also, too, served in many wars to help our freedom and to get their freedom back. But born in Learnington, Ontario, Canada, which, mind you, Ontario holds my last name, Dutrasac. I'm still trying to figure out and find out what origin lives by that name out in Ontario, Canada. British Army, Royal Air Force, Distinguished Flying Cross, awards. That was one of his awards. But on May 28th, 1919, James flew what was reportedly the first Sopwith Colonel in the United States from Atlantic City, New Jersey to Boston, Massachusetts. He was competing for a $1,000 prize offered by the Boston Globe for the fastest flight between the two cities. At 115 miles per hour, despite headwinds, he was much faster than a prior competitor's 90 mile per hour gait. After landing at a field 8 miles north of Boston, James departed again at 6 p.m., supposedly for a stop at Mitchell Field on Long Island, en route to Atlantic City, both of which southwest of Boston. He buzzed, frightening spectators watching his takeoff. It was Captain James' intent to follow railroad tracks from Boston on his return flight. He apparently guided on the wrong set of railroad tracks. As he later landed in Tyringham, Massachusetts. About 100 air miles west of Boston to have his aircraft serviced. Which, whatever the hell, why he did this, probably fueling up, got lost. That's the case, so be it. On 29th of May, he was reportedly seen 11:30 a.m. at an altitude of about 5,000 feet over Connecticut after departing. Now, here he is at Lee, Massachusetts. He apparently had a sound engine at the sighting and was headed southeast. More reliable reports tells of somewhat different story on the morning of June 2nd. Story that's different. He took off from Tyringham toward the south, then turned west, away from Boston. He drew a crowd of spectators for departure because the local populace was not used to aircraft. The local populace, meaning probably the people, was not used to aircrafts flying in that direction. They thought he might have returning to the field he departed, but he did not reappear. Of course, they went on with search efforts. That followed James' disappearance on August 5th, 1919. A berry picker in a ravine on Mount Rigger, outside Millerton, New York, found aircraft wreckage, which was speculated to be James. Years later, on the 17th of December, 1925, near Pittsfield, Massachusetts, several search parties went into the woods trying to relocate plane wreckage discovered by a lost hunter from Brooklyn. Several days previously, James' uncle had posted a reward, and I think, come to find out, found an aircraft wing floating in Fort Pond Bay near Long Island. And description of the wing, hoping to identify it. There was another report. Plane might have gone down in a river, Keepski, New York, but nothing was found. So here they are, finding all these plane wreckages. Partially rewards offered, no sign of James have ever been found. The aircraft debris that had been found was never positively identified as being James' plane. So, that being said, I bring you to my mapping, which I'm glad my goddamn friggin' Google Photos saved my thing. And do I got the right one? No, Pittsfield, oh, yes, I do. Now, as you can clearly see, I tried to find Tyringham Airport, which now you can basically see that no airport, bear with me, as you can see the outer rings of this Tyringham lead to other towns. Now, whether or not Tyringham in 1919 went down to this Camlack Field and all these other towns were added to Tyringham, or which I believe it said something about Beckett, did it? Or this one could be most likely Tyringham Airport. Other than that, let's do this. All this right here in between shows no airport. So, I like that little feature. This also could be the airport. There are three identified airports. Four, two. So whichever one may be closest to where he was, or they could have been an existing airport that they have taken out. Shirley, Mass. used to have an airport. Fort Devens used to have an airport. So it wasn't uncommon, even more say so towards the Shirley, Mass airport to be taken out. And now there's stupid solar panels there. Why they took that out is beyond me. But there are other airports in Massachusetts that have been, it's ceased in extent from existence. And you know where I'm going with that. So whether or not there was one there in that area, you still got four major ones that could have been. Now, how does this get more interesting, you ask? Well, how about this? Now, there's Monterey. You see that? Monterey. Tingham. Now, if this was the airport that he had taken off from Similac Field, or even the Great Barrington, whichever one, they said that he took off going south and was supposed to go east that way towards to the the right of the phone towards Boston to go back out the New Jersey way, but he ended up going left to the west. And what did I just show you? Remember the UFO that came out of the friggin' river here? Kabang! Huh? There's Monterey. There's the UFO base. Camp. That's what I call it. Underwater tunnels. Let's go back to this again. Monterey. Now I had it too far, way out. But as you can clearly see, New Marlboro. Where is it? Yeah, you can't see it in here, but something to think about. Even though that happened in 1961, that this UFO came out, how do you know that damn thing didn't sidetrack or catch kaboom this guy? Huh? He went south What if he saw some shimmering lights in the distance? Like the Hotel California saw some shimmering lights. Oh, what's that? Kabang, take a friggin' left. Go west. Ended up getting suckered right into a UFO. Something to think about, right? Huh? That's right. All in the perimeter. All in the same area. I've been meaning to get out to this goddamn park, but it's, almost 3 hours away. I have to make a day trip down that in the weekend, but just like Stella Lansing, throughout this whole Western Mass area. Now, if you go, west this way, right, west, or east, going that way, towards Boston, all this area almost lines up with Stella's. This whole Western Mass area can most rightfully be a huge underground cavern for UFOs, or even a fucking UFO space center, huh? Think about it. Just think about it. They never found the original wreckage. Never found him. Something to really think about. Right? I'm telling you. Very, very crazy. Route 7. I'm trying to match that up, Mommy. So, that's about, I want to say, if he went to this airport, he went here and then banged to left. Banged out to west. That airport was in there. Say so, right? And they where they said that they thought that he, thought that he, damn it, let me get my goddamn pencil back up, that he was close, and then he went down and banged, probably to turn around and go back. But nope, he could have most rightfully went towards this place and sucked right in. Check it out. That's what I think. You always gotta have a piece of the puzzle to put the piece together to make sense. And to me right now, this makes sense. Right here. Whoops. Read it and weep. UFO Monument Park. Till that next video. I'm glad my phone didn't screw up. Been aggravating the piss out of me. Be safe, take care, always believe, and always beware of your surroundings, people. You don't want to end up like this guy. Poor bastard. Salute once again to all military personnel. And I give them huge credit because still to this day they're out there looking and seeing crazy things out there, people. People, crazy things. Out.